What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Double Game Week 24 team selection stream. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the football chat box. Hope you are all doing well. Obviously, big double game week this week, the first double game week of the season as well. And we've got Liverpool and Everton both in action for the double this week. Now, let's look at game week 23, do a recap. Also, we'll have a look at your team. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments if you're in the live chat, or if you're watching this video back, put them in the comments as well, and I'll answer any questions that you have. So 69 points, sells 1 pointer. I'm disappointed. Now I wish I actually went with Pickford when I did the transfer from Rhea to sells 2 weeks ago. I wish I actually went with Pickford. It is what it is. Anyways, can't do much about it. FPL Freddy, hope you're doing well. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Hall, 2-pointer. Robinson, 2-pointer. Gabriel with the 7-pointer. Palmer, 2-pointer. Bruno Fernandes, disappointing as well. And Chris Wood as well, very disappointing. Mikalenko, 6-pointer on the bench. I've had this with Mikalenko in the past. It is what it is. Salah with the 8-pointer with the captaincy, so 16. Isak and Gakpo. Gakpo I bought in for game week 23. Really happy with that. Good that I bought him in. And he was the main reason why I got a green arrow. So, small green arrow, we'll take it. Still not in the top 1 million. The quest for that still goes on. Obviously, this week, the assistant managership goes live, as well as a lot of other managers will be looking to play their triple captaincy as well. So I might do potentially a video on that later, just to see like the pros and cons between both chips and what you should be playing for this week. Personally, if you don't have the if you've already used the triple captaincy, you can play the assistant managership this week. You don't necessarily have to. That basically. So if they do, it'll be Leicester, and I think Game Week 29's opponents, which would be Aston Villa, if I'm not mistaken. So that is something that you probably have to see. Otherwise, it's Aston Villa versus Arsenal if they put it at 36, and that's not good for Salah. For other triple captaincy candidates, I guess you'd be having Newcastle, let's say Isak, Crystal Palace, and potentially Villa or Chelsea. So not really great. Palmer. He has Fulham and Newcastle. Again, not great fixtures for that specific double if you wanted a captaincy. Maybe Haaland as well if you wanted triple captaincy. Honestly, let's see. Where is City? If anyone gets Haaland by then. 33 Everton, 36 Southampton. 29's opponents are Brighton. So maybe again, if City do rediscover form and Haaland does rediscover form, he could be another option for one of the doubles, where if this is assuming, which they should, obviously qualify for the next round of the FA Cup as well. So yeah, those are a few double game week potential FPL triple captaincy options for later down the line if you wanted to triple captaincy over there. This week, obviously, Salah with Bournemouth and Everton. That also isn't the... honestly, if you were to give me Bournemouth and Everton as a double, compared to, let's say, Leicester and maybe Aston Villa, it's assuming it goes in 33, I would take the Leicester and Aston Villa. Both away games, same situation as this game week, both away games, but it's just that the fixtures are better, I would say. Bournemouth are not going to be the an easy opposition, and Everton look like they have a resurgence under David Moyes. So they're also not going to be easy opponent to beat. Last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park as well. So it's not the best of fixtures for triple captaincy for Salah this week. It's a very tricky set of fixtures, which is why people who, let's say, wanted to play the assistant manager, there's a case to be made over the triple captaincy this week. So it's up to you guys in terms of that. But yeah, I am most likely leaning towards triple captaincy. Now, you've seen my transfers, which means you can also see the team that I've selected for this week. I've already taken a -4. And the -4 includes Chris Wood out. He was there for 2 weeks, basically. I'll bring him back again in. But for short-term punt, I've got on NDIA from Everton. For the Leicester and Liverpool games, I've also got Trent Alexander-Arnold in for Colville. So that's, and also I sold Bruno Fernandes, which I should have done last week as well. To be honest, I would have had a bit more points. I was willing to give him one more week, and also because I was still undecided whether I wanted to use the 2 free transfers for only like NDIA and Trent, but then I couldn't get Trent. Oh well, I wasn't sure on Trent. But then after seeing his attacking returns, even without the clean sheet, I was like, okay, let me just do it. I don't expect Liverpool to keep a clean sheet in both games personally. But just the attacking threats, I was like, yeah, I'll go and get it in. And then I wanted to take, I had to do Mbeumo to try and like, because I wanted him, one, because against Spurs, very good fixture for Mbeumo, and also because I did the transfers today because I had leftover nothing in the bank basically. So I kind of had to make the moves. So this is what my team is going to be looking like. Gabriel on the bench alongside Robinson and Morgan Rogers. I would love to play Morgan Rogers. Just I can't decide. Don't really. I'm not going to start him over any of the other players to be honest. So yeah, it is what it is. FPL MFZ, how are you doing? All setup is back just for today. Um, just for today, but we're back again with like the proper regular content from next week onwards. To be honest, deadline stream. I eventually available, so we'll see. Amit, welcome. How are you doing? Nice to be back on the old setup. Yes, indeed. Sent my team. All right, let's have a look. If you guys want to send your current teams, do let me know. Or if you want me to look it in the mini league as well, send it over. Freddy, I've got your team up as well. I'll bring Freddy up. Freddy has had a really good week today. So let's start with Freddy's team up, and I've got MFZ as well. So this is Freddy, 71 points. Well played, Freddy. Well played. And I'll bring up MFZ's current Gameweek 24 team as well. So let's start with Freddy. Alisson, Gabriel, Munoz, Robinson, Palmer, Salah, Bruno, Rogers, Gordon, Gakpo, and Isak with Calvert-Lewin, unfortunately, who is now injured. So that's a bit unfortunate. And then Miklenko and Greaves on the bench. So he's got 1, 2, 3 triple Liverpool and double Everton. Now, Freddy, are you looking to swap Calvert-Lewin to NDIA, or what's the plan there? And obviously the rest of the team looks pretty solid. And let me know thoughts on transfers. I'm assuming Miklenko will come in for. Oh, would he come in for Munoz or Robinson? Munoz has United. Actually, don't mind playing Munoz to be honest. Against Man United. Fulham have Newcastle. Yeah, so Miklenko will come in for Robinson, right? And then Greaves has to stay on the bench, to be honest. Thinking of, and then obviously MFZ and Chad, welcome. How are you doing? Please explain the assistant managership, how it works. I will in this video. I'll probably also maybe do a video. I'll try and record a video if I can find some time. Between triple captaincy versus assistant manager chip. But yeah, I will explain to you as soon as I have a look at MFZ's team. So he's gone 6 players double, if I can count correctly. Yes, 6 players for the double. 3 Liverpool, triple Everton. Gone with Pickford, so double Liverpool defense and double Everton defense. The best case scenario is a 0-0 draw at this point for you between Everton versus Liverpool, I guess. Or just like a extremely high goal scoring one with Pickford making a load of saves and Konate, Trent, Miklenko getting some attacking returns, whatnot. Obviously Bruno, Palmer, Rogers, Isak, Wood, and NDI as well. Sa on the bench alongside Munoz and Castanege. Fair enough. Are you looking to sell Bruno as well, MFZ, or thinking Wood to Visa? I don't know if it's necessary. I would, between Chris Wood and Bruno, I might even do Bruno to like Mbeumo instead of Visa to instead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather do Bruno to Mbeumo at this moment than Chris Wood to Visa. What I'm thinking. And then I have no clue. Does it work like a 12th man, or does the manager take players? Yes. Okay. Let's talk about that as well. I need to tell him. I think I only got him in last week to find Gordon. His talk and they could have an injury, but I don't know. Oh. Well, I've gone and bought him in. Let's hope he doesn't have an injury. I didn't see that news, but let's hope he doesn't. All right. And you probably will need to sell Calvert-Lewin because I think he's out for a couple weeks. If I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. What was the news on that? Yeah, he's out for a few weeks. Karan, how are you doing? Hope you had a good time in Japan. Indeed, it was great. Thank you for asking. Good time, really good time. Good to have the winter. There it was winter there. I was like, okay, in the cold. I don't mind it. The cold. Came back to Australia. 30 something, 30 plus degrees. Watching heat here in Sydney. I was like, oh. Welcome back. Amit says 19 in the league. Ollie did the Pickford move, planning to do Robinson to Trent and Rodgers to Mbeumo for -8. Ho ho ho! Some big moves. Will get NDI or better? I would probably go for NDI. He took the pen, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken, in the Everton game. This was a penalty, wasn't it? I think this was a penalty. Brighton versus Everton. So I would go for him, to be honest. He looks like the best option. Just I'm thinking blank game 29. We have Leicester on 29. Not going to free hit taking out someone with good fixtures on 29 seems. I don't know. Fair enough. I would probably just. The thing is, I've done the Bruno move. I would just instead now I'm like, I prefer Ahmad over Bruno after like watching enough games. I'm like, yeah, I prefer Ahmad over Bruno, so that's why. I'm going to explain to Chad the assistant managership. Then I'll look into the other two teams from Amit and Karan as well. But first let me explain to Chad as well. In terms of assistant manager, but I'll load your teams up, Amit and Karan. Alright, let's explain the assistant manager chip. So basically, if you play the assistant manager chip from Gameweek 24 onwards, for example, 24, 25, and 26, it'll be valid. You cannot play another chip during that time, so you can't play like bench boost, free hit, or even triple captaincy in any of those 3 weeks that you have the assistant manager chip active. The managers do cost a certain amount as well to play to like bring them in, so you have to factor that into your existing budget, and the prices for the manager cost, I assume. Where can you find those prices? Anyone knows where they can find the prices, or do I have to play the thingy to find the prices? I know the prices. I had them. Actually, let me just bring the prices up. From when I shared it on the Discord earlier. That's a bit easier to find than having to look at the FPL tweet for it. Oh, I thought it might be easy to find. I guess not. Here we go. Found the assistant manager prices. So obviously these are the prices for each of the managers. You kind of have to keep this in mind if you're like, let's say you want to get Arne Slot in, you kind of have to have 1.5 million in your budget for that. Same thing with David Moyes at 0.5 million. You kind of need that budget, and that occupies a player spot as well. Which means if you already have triple Liverpool, you cannot be playing the assistant manager chip on Arne Slot, for example. So for me, in this case, in my team, I can't play it on Arne Slot. I can, however, play it on David Moyes, because I have only 2 Everton. However, because I have no budget as well, I can't really buy a manager unless I free up some cash to buy a manager. So for me, the assistant managership is kind of a no-go unless I take another hit to try and to try and free up some budget somewhere to be able to even afford a David Moyes. So you kind of have to keep those factors in play as well when you're trying to play the assistant managership. It's valid for 3 game weeks. It takes a player spot in your team as well. So Moyes will take an Everton spot. Arne Slot will take a Liverpool spot. And you don't have to have the same manager for 3 game weeks running. You can switch them in. Let's say you play it on David Moyes, for example, Everton versus Leicester, and Everton versus Liverpool. And then you go next week, you go David Moyes has Crystal Palace, and you don't fancy that fixture. You're like, oh, I would like to get a different, like, I would like to have a different manager for that fixture. You can make a transfer. You can switch it to, for example, still, let's say you wanted the whole bonus case scenario, for example. Who would be a good bonus case scenario team target? Forest? Where are they in the table? So this is where you need think about the current Premier League table as well, because a team needs to be, for example, Fulham versus Forest. Fulham are 10th, Forest are 3rd in the league. So that clearly Fulham are 5 places below Forest. You could go, maybe I'll put it on Marco Silva. And you assume that Fulham will beat Forest in that fixture, for example. Then you could swap your assistant manager to like a Fulham. That's one option. Another manager you could try and put it on would be with a bonus case scenario. West Ham, Brentford? No bonus case scenario there as well. Newcastle, not really. Interesting. So it's only you could put it on Aston Villa versus Ipswich, but that's very unlikely to be like to get anything. There is a potential of Leicester versus Arsenal could be something, but that's just very unlikely. The most likely, looking at it for a bonus case scenario, is probably Fulham versus Forest, because they're definitely not going to like the gap between like how can Fulham at best might be able to get to 9th spot. So there's definitely going to be a 5-table gap, even like Gameweek 25, because you need to have it's a live Premier League table, not basically where the table doesn't stay fixed from Gameweek 24 onwards. So you have to adjust based on the Premier League table as well if you're trying to target those bonus case scenarios. So yeah, so you can make a swap of the assistant manager, but it does cost a transfer. So hopefully that is explained as well. Why trans message been? There we go. So that hopefully that explains it. You can make a transfer as well, but again, you need budget. So if you want to go from David Moyes to Fulham's manager Marco Silva, it's 1.1 million. So you're going to need another 0.6 million in cash. Manager prices won't change, so they're fixed prices. They won't change, but you need another 0.6 somewhere to try and if you don't have it, to make the move from Moyes to Marco Silva, and it'll cost a transfer as well. So if you have only one free transfer, you're going to be spending it on that basically if you want to switch managers. That's kind of basically it. You can check on this whole scoring of like the bonus points, like goals and whatnot. It's all available in the FAQ, but that's basically the sum of it. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. Chad, hopefully that explains it. And for anyone else who is also still uncertain on the system managership, hopefully that kind of helps it. Freddy says we'll get NDI or Beto. I'm just thinking, I read that. Okay. So welcome also to Mr. Tendai and Amit. Welcome. How are you doing? Both Amits are here. Guys, like and subscribe. Yes, please hit that like and subscribe. We're on 959, so we're 41 subscribers away from 1000. So do hit the like and subscribe. And Hillbilly, welcome as well. Right, now let me get back to the teams. And Chad, let me know if that explanation was decent enough. Alright. On transfers, positions, then managers is listed. Oh. There we go. Oh, they're keeping a points tally as well. Look at that. 19 points for a win against Brighton. Oh my days, that's huge. That is huge. 1-0 win. It's only 19 points. What? Never mind. And that is massive. Honestly, that is massive. That's a big tally. Alright. But you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get this because it was 5 places up against Brighton. You won't get the same effect against Leicester because Everton and Leicester are like very close in the table. So you need an upset. You need like Everton to beat Liverpool to be able to even get like this kind of points tally. To be honest, otherwise you might get something like this, where Fulham versus United, where it's very close, and you get like a 9-pointer. That's probably what you might get. Yeah, see, doesn't have any bonus. It's just a clean sheet and a goal scored. So you might get like a 9-pointer between Leicester versus Everton if it's like a 1-0 to Everton. Alright, now let's have a look at the teams, starting with I think Amit asked first and then Karan. And then anyone else as well who wanted me to look at their teams, saying Hillbilly as well. I'll bring your team up as well. Morning, peeps and Ryan. Anyone feeling like a systematic chip this week? Let's go hard like Trump. I'm probably just gonna play the Assman chip this week on slot 10 just so I don't have to think about it anymore. Fair enough. Team is 101 in your league. Already done Rhea to Pickford and Sa to Mbeumo. Ooh, 2 free transfers left and 0.2 in the bank. Looking at Gordon to Bournemouth mid, but we'll wait till next game week. Fair enough. Didn't get Gakpo last game because I was planning for Assman. So Red Arrow, not sure if I go with the plan or get Gakpo. Ooh. This depends if you want to play it on slot for 3 game weeks in a row as well, Amit. That's the other thing. That is the other thing. I still kind of maintain that for me personally, the best 2 Liverpool assets I feel like are Salah and Gakpo. Just because purely I don't think the chances of a clean sheet for Liverpool are high in the upcoming double. So I'd categorize Trent as like a 3rd best Liverpool instead of 2nd best Liverpool asset for me personally. Slot for me would be 4th because of the just that look at I guess 10 points per game if they hammer their opponents, which they probably won't against Bournemouth and Everton. So you're expecting like a 9-pointer maybe, if they keep a clean sheet, something like that. So it feels like the ceiling isn't high enough for Arne Slot. That's why I put him as like 4th option, 3rd best. That's kind of where my rankings are for Liverpool. All right, let's have a look at Amit first. All right, 64 points for Amit, Henderson, Robinson, Munoz, Hall, Gordon, Palmer, Salah, Rogers, Gakpo, Isaac, and Chris Wood with Elanga, Bergs, and Vanderberg on the bench. Fabianski got dropped. Yes, he did. He got dropped. We've lost our 4 million choice goalkeeper. All right, so Amit, this is FPL Amit. Oh, Amit Patel, what did you do in terms of moves? All you did Pickford to, so you did Henderson to Pickford, and you are looking to do Robinson to Trent or Rogers to Mbeumo for a -8. If you're doing a -8, I personally would do Rogers to Mbeumo. Rogers to Mbeumo? Actually, instead of Morgan Rogers, I might even do just like Anthony Elanga to Mbeumo instead of Morgan Rogers to Mbeumo, just because of the fixtures. You look at the fixtures and you go, ooh, Elanga has a slightly tougher run of fixtures compared to Morgan Rogers, who slightly bit more easier set of fixtures. But I can see if you why you would want to. If you need the cash, then Rogers has the higher cash value, so that also makes sense. But I would, if you're doing like, probably do it for Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo against Spurs is a really good fixture for Mbeumo. That's personally me. What I'm thinking. And then obviously current. This is current team, 71 points. Well played. Sells, Trent, Gabriel, Robinson, Salah, Sa, Palmer, Gordon, Gakpo, Wood, and Isak. With Elanga and Greaves on the bench as well. What is current looking to do? Assess my team. Made Gordon to Mbeumo already. Okay, fair enough. Next week might be Sao, Elanga to Bournemouth mid, mostly Clivert. Clivert has been tearing it up, hasn't he? Really good fixture as well next week. I was looking at Clivert as well. When I was trying to do Bruno Fernandes to a player, I had a look at Clivert, but just because he had, who was it this week? He had a tough fixture this week, personally. Who did Bournemouth have? Oh yeah, they had Liverpool. Just because they had Liverpool, I was like, oh, okay, I'll avoid Clivert for this week, but good fixture next week, to be honest, against Southampton. And then after as well, I think they have some good fixtures. Yeah, Wolves as well. So I can see the appeal for Clivert. Brighton, good fixtures for Clivert upcoming as well. So I don't mind Clivert option going forward. He's some insane form. But yeah, team looks solid. Current, how many? You have 1, 2, 3, 3. You got triple Liverpool for the double. No plans on Everton, I guess. No Everton players for the double. Is the only question. And Amit as well has Salah, Gakpo, and Pickford, so triple for there as well. Now I read Tendai's question. Hillbilly. Alright, let me bring up your team as Let me close this. Let me close this. Let me keep that open just in case. Hillbilly, you said 101, right? All right. So, already done rare. Oh, 77 points. Look at that. Whew. 77 points with the rare 9 point aware. There you go. Fair enough. Trent, Hall, Gabriel, Gordon, Salah, Palmer, Rogers, Gakpo, Isak, and Joe Pedro. So, you said you already did rare to Pickford and Sa to Remo. Yes, makes sense. Two free transfers left and point two in the bank. Looking at Gordon to Bournemouth mid. That's basically Gordon to like a Clivert, likely. But we'll wait till next game week. We'll have one, two, three, four double game week players this week. Not too bad actually. Pretty good, pretty good. Well done. You're really looking pretty good as well. Your team. Karen said my moves and thoughts are mentioned in my comment above. Yes, did read that. So that's also good. Thanks, Ryan. No worries. I can't get Trent. If I do, Elanga falling short by 0.1. Trent or VVD for double game week. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So that's why Morgan Rogers has to go. Fair enough. That makes sense. If you can check my 73 in your league, Parma for Saka. What? Oh, Samsung. I was like, what Parma? Okay, it's a team name. 73, 73, 73. Here we go. 10 die as well. 62 points with Flecken, Munoz, Timber, Trent, Salah, Palmas, Bruno, Embuemo, Raul, Wood, and Isak, Rogers, Murillo, and Kenge. What are the plans? 10 die. Thinking Bruno to Clivert and Raul to Gakpo. Yeah. That will get you triple Liverpool. Bruno to Clivert. Yes, I don't mind that as well. That will free up some cash for you to get Gakpo in as well. Yeah, I don't mind that, to be honest. Don't mind it at all. Tendai. Karan says not a big fan of Everton assets. Fair points. Fair points. Can see that as well. Yeah. Okay. Moves look good as well. So from looking at all of your teams, it seems like the average manager, in terms of like number of double game makers we can expect, would probably be between 3 to 4 for this week. So 3 to 4 double game makers this week, from almost each manager. 3 might be the case, I think. Looking at it, I don't know if we can find. Is there a way to find? Let's have a look. What happened here? Oh no, that's not mine. What is my FPL ID again? Okay. How do we find that out? Do we know? I think live FPL had percentage of like. I think this might actually help. So Liverpool, 20 average points around me, 20.56. That is basically a Salah and a Trent for most managers. That's 2 Liverpool there. A lot of people with Everton might have not played Everton this week, but that's like 1 Everton player, this value. So people already have like 3 double game makers going into this double, and this is before any transfers. I'm assuming people might end up on at least 4 double game week players. This is at my rank. At your ranks, it could be slightly different. I'm assuming people with at least 4 double game week is up double. That was easy. Thanks, mate. No worries, Tendai. Trent or VVD as third Liverpool asset. I'd probably go for Trent just for the attacking threat. And it's Embuemo worth over Rogers, and I will be using my triple captain this week. Embuemo worth over Rogers. Yes. The upcoming fixtures for Brentford are pretty good. So I do think he's worth it, especially like when these are pretty good fixtures, to be honest. So I think it's worth it, yes. Definitely worth it. Juntao, how are you doing? Did 4 free transfers: Rhea, Robinson, Gordon, and Jackson to Pickford, Mikalenko, Embuemo, and Gakpo. Look at that. Then I will do Enzo to Clivert next week. Fair enough. 4 free transfers. Well, what does the team overall look like now, Chuntao? And Joseph, how are you doing? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Why is my screen? Oh, okay, there we go. So yeah, I think it's worth it. I think Brian and Burma this week, good fixture. Even Aston Villa, I would put as a good fixture because they're at home. Then it gets a bit more trickier with the Bournemouth game. Bournemouth, Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal is like 3. This is probably where you sell him. To be honest, oh, actually, they'll have a fixture in Gameweek 29, won't they? Because Brentford are out of the FA Cup, if I'm not mistaken. So Brentford should have. This is where, actually the best place to see all of this. FPL.team. Where is the predictions? Is it predictions? No. The fixtures. I want to get the fixtures. I'll just enter my team ID. Pause. You get Planet FPL James. Projected fixtures. Alright, so Game Week 29. Brentford will have a fixture against Bournemouth. Have Bournemouth got knocked out of the FA Cup? Matches. No, they still had to play Everton. Ooh, okay. They could or could not have a fixture. We'll see. So yeah, he could have a Game Week 29 fixture as well, which makes him a really good option as well if you want to avoid playing the free hit on that week. And then obviously Newcastle, Chelsea, and Arsenal, that kind of need. He probably might want to be sold for that one, potentially. So yeah, right, Embuemo, good week to get him in this week, to be honest. All right, any other questions? Let me know. We won't be live for too long going. So I'll try and answer any more questions. Okay, done. Thanks, man. We'll do -8. Oof. Henderson to Pickford, Robinson to Trent, Rogers to Embuemo, and use triple captain. And next game week we'll get Bournemouth asset. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. How am I gonna get? How would I get Clivert? Probably Morgan Rogers, right? I've kept Morgan Rogers till the start of the season, and I don't think I've managed to keep one player for an entire 38 game week spell. But it's a good fixture against Ipswich. I don't think I managed to keep a player for a 38 game week spell. Probably not. Would I even sell Gordon? Maybe not really. It's still not a bad fixture against City, but it's a away fixture. Probably might want him. We'll see. They will have a blank as well, right? Newcastle. Potentially. So have to wait and see. We'll see. And Gordon might go potentially. Potentially might go next week for a Climate. We'll see. Gaming 29 is related to Carabao Cup and not FA Cup, if I'm not wrong. Oh, did I make that wrong? I thought it was what was the FA Cup then? Yes. Oh wait, it's Carabao Cup, no fixtures. Okay. I got that wrong then. What's the Carabao Cup? Guys, see, this is why I need to. Where is that fixture tracker? Aha. International break, FA Cup quarterfinals. The FA Cup quarterfinals are played in the same as Game Week 29, aren't they? 03. Oh, unless. Oh no, there's international break. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you're right then. Carabao Cup. Why did I think it was the FA Cup? Don't know why I thought it was FA Cup. To be honest. Okay. You are right there. Cool. Guess 33. Yes, sorry, my bad. Okay. So Game Week 33 is the FA Cup. My bad. Yeah, because of this FA Cup quarterfinals and Game Week 30. So any Game Week 30 fixtures are the ones that will go to Game Week 33. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see this properly, no? I've just realized. If I change the wrong one, let me try and so any Game Week 30 fixtures that clash with the FA Cup will be the ones that go to Game Week 33. So if Liverpool do, so here's the thing. I mean, Salah could have a slightly better triple captaincy in 33 potentially because you get Leicester and Everton compared to Everton and Bournemouth. So it's basically Leicester versus Bournemouth. You obviously would want to take Leicester. Anyone who's looking to play triple captaincy could go there, or it could go to 36 as well. Probably Mike depends on the Europe fixtures and whatnot. I think. So we'll see. Yeah. All right. Anyways, still have a bit of time for that. Think about that a bit later. Dropped from 2K to Joseph says dropped from 2K to 5K in 2 weeks and have made what feels my first big mistake of the season. Have gone Salah, Trent, and DVD. You mean VVD or Van Dijk? No Gakpo. One for double Liverpool defense. Interesting. Jamie, how are you doing? Welcome. Great to see you as well. Guess 33. Yeah. Probably 33. 33 or 30. Is where the doubles might move from the FA Cup. Anyways, you have a look at my team, please. 191, 3 transfers, 1.1 in the bank. Not sure what I wanted to do with it. All right, let's have a look. 191. And Juntao says, this is my team now. Pickford, Trent, Gabriel, Mikalenko, Mbeumo, Palmer, Salah, Ahmad, Gakpo, Wood, and Isak. Bench is Fabianski, Munoz, Enzo, and Greaves. Interesting. I'm wondering, would you play Munoz over Gabriel this week? It's a bit close because Gabriel has City, but it's a home fixture. Munoz has United, but it's a home fixture as well for Munoz. I do think there's a chance Crystal Palace keep it. But yeah. Start Ahmad or Enzo? Ahmad. Enzo, I would not start. Can't be bothered with Enzo, to be honest. I just looked to sell. Who does he have? West Ham. Maybe Ahmad still because he's slightly more attacking. Gaming 33 bench boost and Assman in Gaming 36 and free hitting Gaming 34. Oh, fair enough. You kind of have to wait and see. Like, I have no idea when to play the assistant manager chip. All depends on the Premier League table. So I have to be open to be playing it on any specific manager come like Game Week 33 or 36 at that moment. So yeah, all depends on the Premier League table. Alright, now I was supposed to look at Jamie's team. 191 in the league. Amit, I'm gonna close yours. Close in currents. Hillbilly. Mr. Tendai. Jamie, here we go. 74 points. Well done, Jamie. Onana, Mikalenko, Oh, she started Mikalenko as well. Guardiola, Munoz, Ahmad, Palmer, Salah, Mbeumo, Wood, and Isak captaincy. Wow. Well played. Jamie. Well played. Good. Now you're looking at what to do. I probably might do either Jackson or Chris Wood to Cody Gakpo on your team. That's one move that I would probably do. The other one depends on whether you want to get a 1.1 in the bank. Depends on whether you want to get Trent in or not. And no, you can't get Trent in. Depends on if you want to get a Liverpool defender in. The other move might have to be potentially for Guardiola. That's the only way you're able to get in a Liverpool defender based on your budget, to be honest. Or you can get a Everton attacker uh, 11 in the IA. So that would require both Chris Wood and Jackson to be on Gakpo. So Matt Bugsby, how are you doing? How's your team doing? Gordon to Embuemo, worth it. Oh, Gordon to Embuemo. Team is doing fine. This is what my team will look like for 24. Gordon. Have anyone else? Sir Matt Bugsby? Anyone else that you can try and bring in for Embuemo? Or does it have to be Gordon? Thanks, Ryan. We'll be waiting for deadline stream. See you on deadline. Alright, see you, Amit. Thank you very much. I'm still not sure yet what exactly the deadline time I'll be doing a stream this week, but I'll let you guys know if what time it will be. Maybe it might be a shorter one this week because I'm here back in the old setup, but I will still be traveling for this week. So deadline time be confirmed. I'll let you guys know. Gov, how are you doing? What's the score for Gaming 23? It was not too bad actually. 69 points. Small green arrow to an extent. How much was my green arrow? 9.414% change. That's not too bad actually. I'll take a almost 10% green arrow. 69 points. Thanks to a certain Cody Gakpo. So because of that, had a pretty good week. Alright, Jamie. What's the plan? What is the plan? What are you feeling like? Did I miss anything that was sent in the Discord? No, it wasn't. No, I didn't miss anything. Cool. And having said that, we'll go for at best another 10 minutes. So if anyone has questions, you have 10 minutes to get them in. And then after that, I will be stopping the stream. Obviously, no podcast this week. I would have loved to have done a podcast, but no podcast this week. Podcast will resume from next week onwards. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, this week no podcast. This week I will try and, if I can find some time, record a video for triple captaincy versus assistant manager as well. Ryan got 69 for the weekend. Yes, indeed. Com, how are you doing? No talk about the Fulham Man United game, please. I don't even want to talk about it. I tried to watch it. I was on the plane. Unfortunately, the plane's Wi-Fi isn't good enough. The stream was lagging. I was like, okay, do I really want to watch this game? Probably not. I'd rather sleep. And I slept instead. It was an awful game of football, which is why I'm glad I kind of slept. My next two transfers that I'm looking at are Embuemo and Visa to Gakpo, who's already Embuemo and Visa. Gakpo is already in. No Everton. Oh, interesting. What's the team looking like, Com, at the moment? Jamie says with NDI and Gakpo in, I have 3 million in the bank. Oh, so you could potentially even do 3 million in the bank, you say? 7 no 0.3 million short. I was hoping you could have got to Trent, but you can't. If you want to get Trent, you have to do Munoz to Trent. That is the only way you're gonna get Trent. With one free transfer. Yeah. If you want to do Trent, that's the only way you're getting Trent. This is assuming you're okay to sell Chris Wood and Jackson both. Decent fixture for Jackson. But I've been saying decent fixture for Jackson for the last couple of weeks I've owned him. And I've been pretty disappointed. He was 60 minutes exactly as well. Lucky. So yeah. I personally am tired of Jackson. I sold him a couple of weeks ago. Alright. Final set of questions. Anyone else? This is what the team looks like for this week. I will play the triple captaincy on Salah. I just haven't activated it yet. But the plan right now is to play the triple captaincy on Salah. I have no budget to play assistant manager, so that's kind of out of the window unless I take another hit, which I don't really want to do. So basically, triple captaincy is the only chip I can play this week. My team is 114. All right, let's bring it up. Two free transfers, 0.7. Any way to get Mbeumo apart from selling Gordon? Two 114s. Which one is it? I'm assuming it's this one. I'm assuming it's this one. 0.7. Yes, 0.7. This is the one, right? 69 points. Verbruggen, Trent, Gabriel, Hall, Salah, Palmer, Rogers, Gordon, Kakpo, Joe Pedro, and Isak, Ahmad, Kirkes, and Greaves. Unfortunate Kirkes benching, but it is what it is. 0.7. Yeah, the only way to get. No, there's no way to do it. The only way you can do it is if you sell Gordon, like you said. Because you have two 4.5 keepers as well, so like effectively 4.5 keepers. So that's also taking up some budget. So yeah, like you said, Sir Matt Bugsby, the only option is Gordon. That's the only way I can think of you trying to get in Mbeumo. And you said you had two free transfers, right? Yeah, not enough to do like to even do like Ahmad or Rogers. You need to free up quite a bit of cash. Like you need to downgrade a keeper. There's a few other moves. Yeah. Nah, Gordon's the only way you can do it. Still may work, but 70 points. That's pretty good, I'd say. I'm only two free transfers, so I might just roll finally back to under 1 million. Nice, good stuff, Com. Well done. What are the pros and cons for Salah triple captain play versus assistant manager play? So, Salah, this is kind of what I want to do in the video as well to kind of discuss it, if I can find time. But I'll say it now if I don't find the time as well. So basically, the pros and cons for Salah triple captaincy versus assistant manager is, first of all, it depends on your team structure. Like for me, I can't get the assistant manager chip because I don't have the budget, and I'm not willing to take another hit. I've already taken a -4, so assistant manager chip is out for me. Triple captaincy also, this is assuming if you haven't played it. Your next couple options of playing a triple captaincy chip is the double in 33 or double in 36. There is a chance double in 33. Let's say Liverpool get a double in 33. It'll be Everton and Leicester. That's a fixture. If they get it in 36, then it's Arsenal and Everton. That's not really great. You ideally want the double in 33 for Liverpool. So that's maybe another possible week for you to play it on Salah. That might actually be a better week as well compared to this week for triple captaincy. Another other captaincy options, I looked at it earlier in the stream as well. But for example, you could play it on Palmer if they qualify next round of the FA Cup. So like Spurs versus Fulham is one, maybe potentially, unless they give Spurs versus Newcastle, which I don't know if they will. I don't know, not really sure. Then actually I should probably do it in this. This might be a bit more better way to see it with Planet FPL's predictions. Have I set the prediction? Yes, applied. Okay. So this is what it's potentially looking at, like your other options to play a triple captaincy, which would be Chelsea. You'll get like Newcastle versus Everton as one option. Liverpool with Liverpool Aston Villa. Oh, it was Liverpool Aston Villa. Why did I think it was? Why do you think it was Fulham? No, it is the Game Week 29 fixtures. I get. Yeah. Okay. Liverpool will have Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Oh, and yeah, another double in 36. Arsenal versus Spurs. So you Liverpool versus Aston Villa is a really decent fixture for Liverpool as a double for Salah triple captaincy. Man United, no one's really putting a triple captaincy on Man United. Let's be honest here. Newcastle, you could probably play it on Isak. Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace as a triple captaincy. City, you could play it on Haaland, potentially if he gets some form, or even a Phil Foden at that time. Southampton versus Aston Villa. That's actually not a bad double for Haaland. But the remaining, actually, like you don't have any other good So you only have like Salah in 33, if it happens, and maybe Isak in 33. Salah or Isak, you're probably putting on Salah if it happens. Or Haaland in 36. Um, so it completely depends on if you are willing to wait for these weeks to see. Now, obviously, by this time, you're still competing with either bench boost in 36 or assistant manager that time, and the same thing in 33 as well. Assistant manager this week, I don't think it's the easiest of fixtures. I still do expect Liverpool to win both if you want to keep it safe and play it on Arne slot. I do expect Liverpool to win both against Bournemouth and Everton, but it can be tricky. There could be an upset potentially, like a draw or something. That I wouldn't rule that out. But the clean sheet odds aren't. I wouldn't say they're too great for Liverpool personally. It might come higher as the odds, but I personally think I don't think it's at high. Then obviously if Wolves fixture, this is really good for slot because you're expecting goals in this one, so that's where the points will come from. And then this one you probably don't keep it on Arne slot. You might actually switch it from Arne slot to some other team. Like you might even take a punt on, for example, Arsenal versus West Ham, or you could go Leicester versus Brentford, as you could put it on Van Nistelrooy. Assuming he try and beat like Brentford, that's one option. Even David Moyes against Man United won't be the worst case scenario, to be honest. Try and get that bonus points situation. So you play your assistant manager chip. If you're playing it on slot, you will definitely most likely make a transfer in Gameweek 26. So you might have to keep that in mind as well. That you'll be spending a transfer if you put it on slot for 24. If you put it on David Moyes for 24, you will also again be spending a transfer most likely to switch it to someone else in 25. You could keep it on David Moyes against Palace, but you might potentially switch it, and you might also again switch it in 26 again potentially. So you'll be spending two transfers compared to one on slot versus Moyes, but you have a higher chance of you'll be most likely, if you go Moyes from the start, you're probably most likely aiming for bonus point scenarios. You could, let's say you get lucky, right? For example, let's say you get lucky, the bonus case. They obviously, you'll probably get like 9 pointer or something for you, or Moyes if he wins. And if they draw, then you get a big score. Okay, then you've hit your points. You go, all right, I can go safe for the next two managers. And you can play it safe for the next two. Or you can try and get a bit more luck and see how you go. But you'll be spending at least two transfers, potentially. On David Moyes versus Arne slot. So it all depends on like transfers you want to spend on the system manager chip versus triple captaincy against Salah this week. Not the best set of fixtures, honestly. His form has also somewhat dipped, to be fair. The numbers have dipped as well, as you can see, 1.2 point. Like the form has dipped as well. But if you don't play it this week, the next question is when are you going to play it? And I think 33 might be the alternative for Salah, unless you play 36 late on Southampton's Aston Villa for City, and who knows what form City will be in at that time as well, to be honest. So, yeah. Hopefully, I have not confused anyone. Where is it? FPL Cortex, welcome. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. 66 points all out, up to 560k. Pretty good, I would say. Well done. Yogesh, how are you doing? 10 likes, 12 watching. Yes, people. For the lazy 2, after he said that, he's gone to 10. He's still at 10, sadly. But I'm 14 watching. Hit the like button, people. But I think everyone here might have liked it, and people who have left might have not liked it. But anyways, it is what it is. The problem with triple captain chip is that you'll probably want to use a different chip for the doubles. Yeah, so like come game week 33 and 36, you'll want to maybe play the bench boost in one of them. You probably want to play I don't know when the bench boost might be played. Depends on how your team looks like. And you probably want to use the assistant manager on another. Now, even the assistant manager, okay, let's look at the teams that he have predicted, right? Newcastle have Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. You're not really getting any double bonus case scenario here. Liverpool, again, on a slot, you're not getting bonus case scenario, but you probably have a better chance of like assured wins. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and Newcastle. I mean, the table will change by then. To what extent, I don't know. Uh, do we think Palace can cause an upset? Maybe. Aston Villa, you're not getting any bonus case scenario, and you're probably not playing it on Emery. Bournemouth, you're not going to get any double bonus case scenario as well, because Bournemouth are higher than both Crystal Palace and United, and will be come game week 33 as well, to be honest, against United. Amarin, where's Wolves? Are Wolves higher? No, Wolves are not higher. They might be higher. You never know. Come 33. But do you trust Man United to play the the assistant manager chip on Amarim at that time? I don't know. Personally, I don't know if I do trust him. So again, you're looking at like maybe Slot or even Glasner or Crystal Palace as like assistant manager options. In 36, for assistant manager options, you could even look at Areola potentially, but yeah, not too much upside. 36, you're looking at. Who are you looking at? You're probably looking at Moyes again for an upset. You will also potentially be looking at Spurs in Ange. Again, can Ange be trusted the same way as Manchester United and Amarim? Probably not. So your assistant manager chip candidates, I don't know, aren't the best as like not the best options in either weeks. But then again, you have to consider like 35 and 37 as well. How many transfers you'll have by then. Ideally, it would be best to have a couple transfers stacked up going into these doubles, because you might potentially play it on the assistant manager. Like you might be switching assistant managers around in those doubles. The other, I guess, slight advantage by holding the assistant manager that long is a majority of you would be playing your wild card around that time. Like the game week 30 onwards is where a lot of people will start playing their wild card, the second wild card. And now that you can roll transfers over as well with the second wild card, it allows you to set your team up for the double without spending any transfers, and then using those transfers on the assistant manager chip. You might be slightly better prepared for the assistant manager chip with transfers come later in the season than now, potentially, unless you have like 5 free transfers or something, which many probably don't have. I don't know, depends. So yeah, you might be better prepared for the chips for like assistant manager and bench boost later on compared to now. But it's not a bad week to take a punt on Moyes if you guys wanted to. I'm not going to stop anyone from doing it. Haaland triple captain could be a good differential in the end if he's chasing the golden boot. Who knows? Maybe. Glad to use for triple captain Haaland against Ipswich. I think at that point was probably the best triple captaincy option. I don't know. A few weeks ago, I would have been confident that Salah could have matched it or maybe even outscored it. Now I'm less confident that Salah could potentially match it, to be honest, but we'll see. Can I bring in Mbeumo with my one free transfer and then still bring in a manager on top of that? It doesn't cost me a transfer. It costs you a transfer. Oh, no. So this week, if you play the assistant manager chip, it doesn't cost you a transfer. If you go to switch the assistant manager chip, that's when it costs you a transfer. If you switch a manager, then it costs you a transfer. Yeah. So what Sir Matt Bugsby said. The double count as one game. Double counts no. So it's not. It doesn't matter the games. It's basically game weeks. So you get for 3 game weeks in a row. So it doesn't matter the number of matches in that double game week. So you basically get it for 3 game weeks. The only thing, now this is very unlikely to happen. There was like this. You know how Lego Mane had this provisional Spurs could have a double in 25, as you can see here. I don't think that will happen. But if that for some reason gets announced, which is provisional, very unlikely to happen, but if it does get announced, then a lot of managers will be flocking to the assistant managership without a doubt. Like triple captaincy will be like, yeah, we'll play later. Even I might have to think about then finding ways to free up budget, but oh, I can't do it. I bought in Trent. I'll have to like get David Moyes in. So I'll have to like find ways to like free up 0.5. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen, but yeah. I might bring in Thomas Frank as a system manager. Tottenham at home at West Ham, Tottenham at home, West Ham, and Leicester away. So what was that? Brentford. Who would they have? They won't have a double though. Brentford. Right, are the Brentford assets been overlooked in this next few game weeks? They play Tottenham. Oh no, I don't think they're overlooked. I think a lot of people are looking at them. I've seen a lot of questions on on Visa, on Embuemo. Even in the Discord, a lot of people have been wondering how to try and whether to get in Visa or Embuemo. I think people are looking at them. It's just there's more focus on the double game weeks, but I think there's still a good amount of managers still looking at Brentford players as well. To be honest. Then West Ham, Leicester, and Everton might be thinking Bruno to Damsgaard and double up on Embuemo. Oh, that's a very interesting look. I don't know if most managers will do that. I don't think they have the transfers to do it. I also didn't have. I had to take a hit to get Embuemo in, and also to do my other moves. But yeah, I think people are looking at like Embuemo and Visa. Wait, can you still use another chips while you're using the assistant manager? No, you can't. If you use the assistant manager, you can only play that chip for the next 3 weeks, basically. Also, the assistant manager play on Thomas Frank. Where is Thomas Frank? He doesn't have a double. Or doesn't have a double that's predicted. Which week are you planning on playing it on Thomas Frank? Assistant manager for the beach teams. Oh, unless you guys are talking about the... No, they don't have a double. I don't know. Anyways. Assistant manager for the beach teams and teams in Europe then might rest some of their best players. Yeah, that's possible. That's the risk with the assistant manager in 36. FPL Codex, thinking of rank. How are you guys? Wait, I'm confused. I think I'm like, unless you guys are looking at like single game weeks, that's also possible. I wouldn't like single game weeks is also could yield the same level of like potential returns. But I would take a third Brentford slot. I have Flecken and Embuemo. Okay. Have Flecken and Embuemo too. Should we go for Frank? Are you guys? You mean like for this week? I guess. Oh, you guys are talking about this week. Is it this week? Everyone's looking at Thomas Frank for this week. Now I'm a bit more okay. Now I understand. Brentford versus Spurs, but you guys are not getting anything by going Thomas Frank. Like Brentford are above Spurs, so you don't get any bonus point situation. You might get a decent return though if they score a couple goals against Spurs. So you'll probably look at like 10 to 12 points, which is actually not too bad. But in that specific situation, I might just punt it on David Moyes instead. Because you'll get one extra game from David Moyes. For the next week, 24, 25, 26. Okay, for the next 3 fixtures. I think it's worth shot. Or you guys are discussing on Thomas Frank. Yeah, maybe. But I might punt it on David Moyes then, in that case. Because you get the extra fixture this week. You need to chance it on Ange for gain. Frank is safe pick. Yeah, Frank would be the safe pick, but you guys are not getting any bonus point situation with Thomas Frank. With Moyes, you potentially, if they even draw against Liverpool, you could get a bonus point situation. Very unlikely. Thomas Frank, they'll probably score a couple goals against Spurs. That will give you some points. Yeah, you could. I see the appeal for it. I still might. It depends on your rank as well, guys. It all depends on your rank and where you are in your rank as well, and how much risk you're willing to take. That's the thing. So it all depends on like risk appetite. I'm not really sold on any Everton assets. Their fixtures look tense. Fair enough. They could get a draw somehow against Liverpool, and that would be huge. Yes, that would be. They do get a draw against Liverpool. Alright, I think we'll look to end it here. I've gone slightly over as well. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how many of you are using a chip this week and which chip it's going to be. I think the poll, if we do a deadline stream, might be on the chip instead of the captaincy this week. So let's see how we go. But I'll end it here. And thank you. Shout out to everyone who's been watching. Shout out to Tendai, Cortex, Yogesh, Comb, the Mad Bugsby, who else? Jamie, Gav, Amit, both Amits, Joseph, Juntao, Freddy, Karan, Hillbilly, and who else? Did I miss anyone else? Oh yeah, Chad and MLZ as well. Thank you all. I will great interactive stream. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me as well. We're back. No, obviously regular content will start from next week. This week it's still a bit more up and down in terms of traveling and everything. So regular content from next week. Deadline stream might not be the 2-hour one, might be just a 1 hour deadline stream this week. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But do hit the like button. If you have any friends who play FPL, get them to subscribe to the channel because we're on 959. Let's try and hit 1,000 subscribers. Ideally before March. So let's see how it goes. So thank you all for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all later. See you all. Good night.